Right friends, sorry for the delay of 5 to 6 minutes. This is the first revision class, and as far as civil services preliminary is concerned, I would like to tell you few things. This type of revision classes will go on total 30 numbers right up to June 15th. Every week 4 to 5 will be there. So, revision classes will be there, 30 numbers, 30 classes. Second point is 20 questions will be discussed from today at 11:30 hours. So, these two are especially with regard to civil services preliminary examination, and another point is we are already started uploading this policies and programs. Already 10 modules are uploaded and another 4 will be uploaded during the next 1 week. With that, most of the policies and programs will be covered. So, total 14 or 15 modules will be there as far as policies and programs are concerned. And economic survey, I decided to record around 8 to 10 lectures. First 3 will appear before this weekend. Out of 8 to 10, first 3 will appear before this weekend. Economy we already started, now up to 10th module hopefully will be over before this weekend, and our idea is to complete economic survey within next 3 weeks, every week 3 modules, and economy by month end if it exceeds maybe another 10 days. So, this is our planning. Policies and programs will be over within next few days, and this revision classes we have taken section wise. Today we are going to deliberate on S&T, ecology and environment, and tomorrow geography or constitution or various contemporary issues like that. Total 30 sessions will be divided and questions will be there, daily 20 questions at 11:30. So, this program we decided for civil services exam, and current affairs from today onwards they will go with different set. One is Good Morning New India, that module will be appeared daily maybe before 12 o'clock or so, and mini capsules will be there where it requires some sort of mini analysis, and analysis modules will be there where it requires greater in depth analysis, and weekend why and how and facts and figures will be there, and that format I feel will better serve the purpose of any student. So, let us go ahead for revision, and current affairs is a vast subject and everything is available in these PPTs. You can go through these PPTs because I may not be able to discuss each and every PPT in the lecture. Today we have taken around 28 or 29 issues, and I would like to go with the brief explanation. First one is hyperloop. Hyperloop, here in the near vacuum tubes, the friction will be reduced. The friction of these pods will be reduced, and here this is in the conceptual stage, and 4 places, or it is actually gaining momentum in the world, and if you look further, it is maximum speeds of around 1200 kilometers per hour, and departures could happen within a low frequency of a pod every 20 seconds. Here the fundamental point you should not forget is the friction will be reduced, so that the energy consumption will be reduced. Because of less friction, energy consumption will be reduced, friction will be reduced because the near vacuum tubes, the journey will take place in the near vacuum tubes. Next one is Boom Supersonic. This is United States of America firm. It is building world's fastest passenger jet named Baby Boom. It is based in USA, and record speeds it hit 2335 kilometers per hour, 10% faster than Concorde, and it will cut the journey time substantially. Then Netherlands scientists have designed circular airways. You may have a doubt here what will happen because of circular airways. Because of circular airways, these aeroplanes can land and take off at any point keeping in mind the wind direction, and because of this fuel will be saved, time will be saved, and noise will be reduced, right. Next, look into the next one. Researchers from University of Technology in Netherlands have developed new wireless internet based on infrared rays, and here once this becomes true, sharing is not required. in Wi-Fi we share the available bandwidth, whereas if this infrared rays based wireless internet becomes a reality, then sharing is not required and it is 100 times faster than existing Wi-Fi. And please look into this. The current Wi-Fi uses radio signals with a frequency of 2.5 to 5 gigahertz, whereas the new system uses infrared light. This is the band, infrared light. The new system uses infrared light with wavelengths of 1500 nanometers and higher, right. So, look into the next one. This is Mahi ink. One day one news article appeared in The Hindu, and this belongs to the medieval Assam. Mahi ink was used in medieval Assam. In fact, then on bark of the Sansi tree, this Mahi ink was used for writing the manuscripts, and Mahi ink is basically made of cow urine from a cocktail of fruit pulp and tree bark, using the bark of certain trees as well as using cow urine. This was prepared, and here these trees bark was used: amla, mango, bibhi taki, and these things please do not forget when you look at Mahi ink. And another important point with regard to Mahi ink is some folios were gifted by Kumar Bhaskar Burman, the then king of ancient Assam, to Harshavardhana, an emperor who ruled North India from 606 to 647 CE. So, here what is so great about Mahi ink? Because it is resistance to aerial oxidation and fungal attacks. This is most important. So, when you look at Mahi ink, it was used in medieval period on the manuscripts. It used cow urine as well as bark from other trees, and the importance of this is resistance to aerial oxidation and fungal attacks. Look, let us move on. The next one is Great Barrier Reef is experiencing unprecedented second straight year of mass coral bleaching. Here bleaching occurs when abnormal environmental conditions persist and they expel. If you go in depth, here the corals expel the photosynthetic algae, or you can say zooxanthellae algae. In fact, zooxanthellae algae is required for the survival of corals. Because of zooxanthellae algae, they get the color, and because of various reasons, this zooxanthellae algae, or you can say photosynthetic algae, is being expelled, right. So, Great Barrier Reef is near Australia, and here I have given the remaining things, World Heritage Site and all other things I have given with regard to Great Barrier Reef. Go through it, and main 4 reasons of this coral bleaching: increased ocean temperatures due to climate change, and remaining 3 conditions also I have given. And recently, because of the sediment carried because of floods in Australia, it became additional feature for expelling of zooxanthellae algae, right. So, here I have given healthy coral and algae depend on each other for survival, and if stressed, algae leaves the coral and subsequently coral is left bleached and vulnerable. Then the next one is European Organization for Nuclear Research, or CERN. India became associate member of it, and here Serbia and Cyprus are associate members in the pre-stage 2 membership, whereas Turkey, Pakistan, Ukraine, India are associate members, 4 associate members, 2 associate members in the pre-stage 2 membership, 22 member states. And what is the purpose of this CERN? CERN is world's largest nuclear and particle physics laboratory. It is headquartered in Geneva. These things do not forget. When you are talking about this, do not forget this Large Hadron Collider. It is the largest and most powerful particle accelerator, and particle accelerators provide energetic particles to investigate the structure of atomic nucleus. Please look into this. Atomic nucleus consists of subatomic particles which are known as quarks, leptons, like that. So, the science dealing with this subatomic particles, for these things this Large Hadron Collider is associated with, and this organization, this CERN is meant for that, and India became associate member. And here another news item, 5 new subatomic particles were discovered. This Large Hadron Collider, what I have already told you, which looks at the investigation of subatomic particles, that discovered new subatomic particles, 5 new subatomic particles. So, that throws some light on the operation of a strong force which glues the inside of atoms. Why the inside of atom is glued together? Now with the invention of this subatomic particles, these things will be known. Then about atoms and subatomic particles, I have given here what is the difference between subatomic particles and atom. Please go through it. And the next one is Environment Ministry notified 56,825 square kilometers in the Western Ghats as ecologically sensitive area, or ESA. Here this spreads across 6 states. One important thing is, this indicates mining activities, major construction activities, and highly polluting industries are prohibited for operating in this ESA. Please understand, mining activities, major construction activities beyond some limit, highly polluting industries. So, these industries are banned. So, this is because of the declaration of ecologically sensitive area in the Western Ghats. It spreads across 6 states. And about Western Ghats, I have given important information pertaining to Western Ghats. Please go through it. And now Madhav Gadgil committee, that was quite stringent about protecting the Western Ghats. It proposed WGCEA and it bifurcated into ESZ1, ESZ2, ESZ3. ESZ1 is to be given highest priority, and subsequently Kasturi Rangan committee somewhat diluted Madhav Gadgil committee. And please go through this, the recommendations of Kasturi Rangan committee on Western Ghats, and subsequently in the notification given by the Environment Ministry, it was further diluted, right. Hope Island of the Koringa Wildlife Sanctuary. Hope Island in Koringa Wildlife Sanctuary in Andhra Pradesh came into the news because of death of olive ridley turtles. So, one point do not forget, this Hope Island, this is in Koringa Wildlife Sanctuary in Andhra Pradesh. Recently, olive ridley turtles died because of mechanized fishing boats in the Bay of Bengal coastline. And when you are looking at this olive ridley turtles, 2 things do not forget: Gahirmata Marine Sanctuary, Rushikulya, and these 2 are situated in Odisha. And look into this, olive ridley turtles nesting was the highest in 16 years, and Rushikulya and Gahirmata beaches, do not forget, and they require less saline environment, right. So, Gahirmata, Rushikulya, these 2 in Odisha, and previously we discussed about Koringa, Hope Island in Koringa Wildlife Sanctuary, that is situated in Andhra Pradesh. Look at the next one, Ross Sea. This is the world's largest marine protected area. And where is Ross Sea? Ross Sea, please look into this. It is part of Antarctica Ocean. Ross Sea is part of Antarctica Ocean, and Ross Sea was declared as world's largest marine protected area, and it is 1.57 million square kilometers of the Southern Ocean. Southern Ocean or Antarctic Ocean, one and the same. And please remember, I am tackling so many issues. Sometimes by slip of tongue I may commit mistake. Please correct me, because I am touching several aspects in current affairs. Knowingly or unknowingly, I may utter some mistake. Please correct me as and when some mistake occurs, but mostly my mistakes will be unknowingly, because by slip of tongue, sometimes by sensing one for the other. Then you see, commercial fishing will be banned for 35 years. In this Ross Sea, commercial fishing will be banned for 35 years, and a recent meeting of this CCA MLR, What is CCA-MLR? Commission for the Conservation of Antarctic Marine Living Resources. Commission for the Conservation of Antarctic Marine Living Resources. India is also member of CCA-MLR. It took the decision to preserve the pristinity of the marine ecosystem of this Ross Sea. Commercial fishing will be banned for 35 years. Union Minister for Water Resources, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation stated that Ken-Betwa linking project has received environment, forest and other clearances. Please do not forget certain aspects when you look at Ken-Betwa. Ken-Betwa link is to serve Bundelkhand region. Bundelkhand region is in 2 states, that is in Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. Then at the same time one Dauthan dam will be constructed, and at the same time the other point is here this Panna Tiger Reserve will be badly affected. This worry is Panna Tiger Reserve will be badly affected and threat to the tiger habitat is the real concern. Then Paris Climate Treaty, it came into force. Here 55 countries have to ratify, already more than 55 countries ratified, which constitute 55% of total emissions. So, Paris Treaty came into force, and here with India's ratification, total emissions ratified comes to 52%, and here when you look at this nationally determined contributions or NDCs, please go through this slide. This is very important because this is evergreen potential question for examination. This is India's nationally determined targets or INDCs. INDCs became now NDCs. Please go through this, I am not repeating. And second important point, please go through this slide also. Carbon dioxide maximum because of human activity is released because of fossil fuels and deforestation, whereas methane is released because of agricultural activities. And Paris Climate Treaty challenges for India I have given here. One is 1.75 lakh megawatt power generation through non-fossil fuel resources for creating carbon sink. Then giant panda, this is the effort of China. This lives in bamboo forest. Bamboo is the main source of food for it. By raising the bamboo forest, this giant panda is elevated from endangered to vulnerable, and habitat of giant panda is China. I have given all the details. Please look at what is meant by red list. Red list is founded in 1964. It gives the global conservation status of biological species, right. So, conservation status I have given IUCN conservation status, you can go through this. Then the next one is ex post facto approval for the proposal of Ministry of New and Renewable Energy for ratification of International Solar Alliance Framework Agreement by India. So, International Solar Alliance, basically this is constituting countries situated between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, either Tropic of Capricorn either fully or partially. And here another important aspect is 121 countries are almost coming within this, and International Solar Alliance, the secretariat is situated in Gurugram, and this was in fact started on 30 November 2015 at the Paris Convention. So, this is about International Solar Alliance. So, finally, this is being established at Gurugram. Then the next one is landmark deal to cut HFC usage, hydrofluorocarbons. This 28th meeting of parties to the Montreal Protocol was held in Kigali, popularly known as this is Kigali Protocol or Kigali Amendment to 1987 Montreal Protocol. In fact, 1987 Montreal Protocol was to eliminate chlorofluorocarbons and hydrochlorofluorocarbons. Basically, chlorofluorocarbons, it was thought that it was destroying the ozone layer. Now, in its place, hydrofluorocarbons came. Hydrofluorocarbons are considered to be trapping thousands of times of more heat in the Earth's atmosphere than carbon dioxide. So, now this Kigali Pact is to eliminate hydrofluorocarbons. This is one important aspect. So, I have given details here with regard to Montreal Protocol. Please go through it. Then after this Montreal Protocol, the next one is Kigali Pact. Kigali Pact is now an amendment to Montreal Protocol, and here hydrofluorocarbons will be reduced, and different timelines are given for different countries depending on the present status, and India is part of third group along with Iran, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, and please go through this. Here reducing them to about 15% of 24-26 baseline levels by 2047. This is very important from Indian perspective. And how to view the pact, please go through it. Some details are given here. Then India's status is also given here. Then BS3, BS4, BS6, please go through the information given here. BS4 was implemented across the country from 1st April 2017, and with regard to Bharat stage norms, Bharat stage 4 as well as Bharat stage 6, when it is going to be implemented, all those things are given here. Please go through them. Oil refiners upgraded, at the same time vehicles have to upgrade and emissions will be reduced after introduction of BS4 and BS6. Ultimately, there will be reduction in the emissions. If you look at diesel emissions, there is lot of change with regard to particulate matter, then nitrogen oxides, then hydrocarbons and nitrogen oxides put together, they will be reduced. So, this is about. Then when you look at Bengaluru, two prominent incidences happened. When you look at Bengaluru, one is the death of fish in Ulsur Lake. So, two things do not forget, one is Ulsur Lake, other one is Bengaluru Lake. Ulsur Lake, what happened? Because of the dissolved oxygen levels. The reason is very important. Why fish died in Ulsur Lake? Because of the dissolved oxygen levels came down to 1 milligram per liter. The limit is 4 milligram per liter, but they came down to 1 milligram per liter because of the reduction in the oxygen levels. Because of the reduction in the oxygen levels, the fish died. So, here this reduced to 1 milligram per liter in comparison to 4 milligram per liter. So, Ulsur Lake incident, do not forget. Similarly, Bengaluru Lake incident, fire happened in Bengaluru Lake. In Bengaluru Lake, what is the reason? Because of the chemical reaction in sludge, which may have released combustible methane gas in excess. Because of the excess release of methane gas, this fire took place in Bengaluru Lake. So, Ulsur Lake, Bengaluru Lake, these two are very important. And with regard to conservation of wetlands, Wetlands Conservation and Management Rules 2010, government framed these rules to protect wetlands in 2010. Basically, this protects Ramsar wetlands of international importance. A short while ago, we discussed about Sendai framework, and now we are talking about Ramsar Wetlands Convention. So, Ramsar Convention is to protect wetlands, and now this protection of wetland rules were framed in 2010, and the following activities are prohibited in wetlands, but government rarely able to implement all these things. Then geologists have claimed discovery of new geological continent Zealandia submerged beneath the southwest Pacific Ocean. Zealandia, this is around 4.5 million square kilometers and is 94% underwater, and now only visible are New Zealand and New Caledonia. Please look into this picture. New Zealand and New Caledonia, only two places or very few area is visible now, It is believed that it had broken off from Antarctica about 100 million years ago. Then Marshall Islands became the first country to ratify global pact to phase out hydrofluorocarbons. Marshall Islands is most vulnerable to climate change. So, Marshall Island became the first country to ratify global pact, that is Kigali Pact. So, Kigali Amendment on ending hydrofluorocarbons was agreed by around 200 countries. We just now discussed about that. Right friends, we are going to conclude here S&T issues, and like this 30 sessions we will have, as well as followed by 20 questions and answers discussion, and remaining subjects like as I have already told you with regard to policies and programs, economy, at the same time economic survey, they are going to be uploaded. Already we started, we are in the process. So, please view those modules also, and this revision modules as well as questions and answers discussion will immensely benefit you, right. Let us conclude here. Have a nice day. Thank you.